Hello, it's the clock guy. I want to show you a nice clock I found. It's a Seth Thomas gallery clock. Seth Thomas is probably the most recognizable name in American clocks. And I just really like the clock. I like the looks of it, I like the styling. It's built to last. Okay, this is a 1900 Seth Thomas clock. It has a 12-inch dial. It's about 15.5 inches by 16 or so. It was made with quarter sawn oak, which keeps it nice and straight. The wood doesn't warp. And although I would like this to be in perfect condition, the patina is growing on me. Wouldn't mind if there's a little less paint missing, but there's not enough to bother me. So as long as you can see it, and it's up to personal preference, because there's nothing I can do about it. It's not like I can just put the little pieces back. So you either like it for what it is, or I guess, or you don't, and you let someone else purchase the clock. People do refinish these faces. It's a lot of work because you do need to strip it, get the metal ready, paint it, the ink. It's a lot of work. Sometimes you're better off just looking on eBay and putting in a search for 12-inch Seth Thomas dial. You never know what you're going to find. You just wait and hope for the best while you're enjoying what you have. I think these clocks were made and sold somewhere in the vicinity of late 1890s to 1910 or so. They were very common. Also, the round version of it, the gallery clock, was used in offices, firehouses, anywhere people would gather and needed to see a clock. It was just something a little bit different than that typical schoolhouse clock that everyone knows well. The octagon, these were cheaper to build. They didn't have a chime, so it was just time only. So this was just a great all-around versatile clock. I'll get the key. I'll show you the top while I'm up there. It's a very well made clock. And when I say very well made, you have to think about it. This clock is 120 years old. How many well made clocks today are going to be around in 120 years? So, well made is a relative term. There's a door on the bottom to a nice hinge. 404, I'm not sure. That is just clock number 404, so they match it up when they're assembling it. This is virtually completely original. There's the pendulum up there. Very small, time only movement. It has a Geneva stop on it. I'll show you a picture of that so you don't overwind it. You would get more consistent results if you had a Geneva stop because you did not overstress the spring. It just helped to keep the clock more accurate. I guess I could keep the key in there. There's a good idea. Nice hinge. Whoa! crashing off the wall. These doors are rather heavy when they're opened. It really unbalances the clock. I've had a lot of regulator clocks, like the wall clocks and schoolhouse clocks, actually lift up. The door lifts up, which would probably keep it from falling over and knocking off the wall if you were in a school or at a railroad station. There, it stopped, and it stopped very firmly with the Geneva stop, so probably will be as consistent as it possibly can be. And a little tip, since I can hear this tick-tock so well. You want a very even tick-tock. If not, the clock will eventually stop. I'll give you an example. You want to hear it the movement tick-tock sounding similar to this. Very even. What you don't want to hear is this. When you hear that, the clock needs to be leveled. And you would just move it a little bit. Hear it getting more even. There you go. If you find where it is even on a wall clock, you might be able to put a little pencil mark somewhere so you'll recognize where it is even and you don't have to fool with it every time you open the door or wind the clock. This goes very well in our house because it is a brick Victorian house. And you can see the really big crown molding. And the dark shutters. And there you have it, Seth Thomas gallery clock. That's my kind of wall art. And as usual, this is the Clock Guy saying thanks for watching.